Today's movie is a special request from Patreon supporter Adam Hollis, who asked me to review Eliminators. And once again, I'm really hoping I read that right and he didn't actually want me to review the 2016 movie Eliminators, or the movie The Exterminator, or the movie Annihilator. Although if it turns out I'm wrong, at least he gave me a bunch of ideas for future episodes. Alright, it's time once again to dive into the crazy world of low-budget exploitation auteur Charles Band. Eliminators is a 1986 sci-fi movie made by his now-defunct company Empire Pictures, which also made stuff like Reanimator, From Beyond, and Robot Jox. Eliminators isn't as well known as those other movies, but it seems like it's trying to make up for that by cramming in as much weird shit as possible. Just look at this poster. Mandroid, mercenary, scientist, ninja. It's like somebody took a bunch of rejected G.I. Joe characters and slapped them all together in one movie. You gotta give Charles Band credit. He always knew the best way to get people to check out a low-budget movie was to have an eye-catching cover. I mean, why do you think anybody ever rented these from the video store? And this is weird. Not only do the opening credits have a guy who looks like he was assimilated by the Borg, but it even has a Star Trek The Next Generation cast member in it. It's gonna be really hard to top Patrick Stewart making out with Steve Railsback, though. In fact, there's a lot of weird shit in the credits. There's a guy crashing his radio-controlled plane, Roman soldiers. What the hell is going on? It almost feels like Charles Band put a bunch of random stock footage at the beginning and hoped that would be enough to grab people's attention. Well, gotta admit, I am kinda wondering where this is going. Anyway, after the credits, we cut to a futuristic lab with two guys who can't seem to decide which one's the mad scientist and which is the assistant.
He's coming to. He seems to be alright.
Help the Mandroid from the cage, Takata.
Mandroid? Oh shit, I put in the wrong Charles Band movie. Also, instead of a Mandroid, this guy looks a lot more like a Man-Borg. Actually, no joke, the director of Man-Borg said that Eliminators was one of the primary inspirations for that movie. So we know at least one other guy who rented this from the video store as a kid. So as you can probably tell, the Mandroid here is actually the guy whose plane crashed in the opening credits and was then rebuilt as a cyborg by Dr. Reeves, who I'm sure is definitely a good guy. Reeves has also created a time machine, but more importantly, he's figured out a way to pump tomato soup directly into his stomach. Now he can save a fortune on spoons.
Yes, I have no further use for the Mandroid. Remove its memory, then dismantle it.
We can't. His brain. It's half human.
Ah, so he's actually RoboCop. Or at least Cyborg Cop. Dr. Takata, however, isn't too keen on the Mandroid being destroyed and helps him escape.
We must escape this place tonight.
I'll need my mobile unit.
Oh, right. Not only did the poster feature rejected G.I. Joe characters, but Mandroid even comes with his own vehicles. Only rich kids could afford to get the aircraft carrier, though. Unfortunately, during his escape, Dr. Takata ends up getting shot, but before he dies, he tells Mandroid to find a Colonel Hunter. I don't know how much help he's gonna be, but whatever. You know, as cool as the mobile unit is, maybe you'd be better off without it. I think a brisk jog would probably get you out of here faster. I also think the Mandroid wouldn't be able to escape so easily if Dr. Reeves hadn't gotten his henchmen from a local truck stop.
Damn! Get the men together, Luis.
Well, that's what you get for using a Virtual Boy scope on your gun. After he escapes, the Mandroid ditches his mobile unit in the woods, but considering that's probably where most of the movie's budget went, I have a feeling we'll be seeing it again before the movie's over. In the meantime, though, Mandroid's gotta find Colonel Hunter.
Can you read me now, Spot?
Hey, look, it's Marina Sirtis. Denise Crosby plays Colonel Nora Hunter, who's busy putting the finishing touches on the toy line for this movie.
Initiate primary cycle. See what happens when you show off?
The robot is called Spot, but I'm just gonna go ahead and call him R2-am-not. Meanwhile, Mandroid sneaks into Nora's facility, cleverly disguised as Bruce Willis from Unbreakable.
All right. Just who the hell are you?
Cosplayer, huh? Look, the convention hall's across the street, okay? Turns out Dr. Reeves used Nora's designs in order to create the Mandroid.
About a year ago, my plane went down in the Mexican wilderness. When I came to, I found this.
But human.
Okay, even though I was joking earlier, the idea of a guy close to death being brought back as a cyborg and trying desperately to cling to any humanity he has left is kinda similar to RoboCop, except that this came out a year before RoboCop. Shit, maybe this movie's more influential than I gave it credit for. Mandroid intends to go back to Mexico to kill Reeves, and also to get an explanation for how these ancient Rome flashbacks tie into the plot.
You don't understand. Reeves has taken my life's work. I've got to find out what he's doing with it.
Well, isn't it obvious? He's making cyborgs. It's not his fault you'd rather be here making prototypes for Rob the Robot. Despite Mandroid's reluctance, Nora insists she go with him.
You need a full-time mechanic, my friend.
Plus, there's a chance I might be your love interest, so I better go with. Oh, and she brought R2 Not along with. Well, maybe he also doubles as a Game Boy and is there to make the car ride pass quicker. Oop, never mind, they're already in Mexico. See? You can tell because they're watching soccer. And listen, Spot, it's gonna take a lot more than a new paint job to make you seem badass. Oh well, at least he didn't get that other modification he wanted. In order to find Dr. Reeves' hideout, they need to hire a local guide with a boat. This looks like a good place to find one.
Hey, Fontana! I've had about enough of you and your low-down undercutting.
Whoa, lady, slow down. I'm having trouble understanding you through that incredibly thick Mexican accent of yours. I guess this means that Spanish to English dictionary they bought at the border was a waste of money.
I need a boat and a man who can take me up the river. Do you speak English?
I don't think anyone in here speaks anything but English.
I want the toughest guide in the place.
Whoa, I said I wanted a guide, not to tear the whole bar apart, you psychos. Jesus, never mind, I'll go somewhere else. Eventually, this guy's the last man standing. Well, that's one way to get out of paying your bar tab, I guess.
Harry Fontana. King of the Wild Frontier?
I'll accept payment in pesos, dollars, or Marlboro Reds. Oh, and don't mind my friend here. He got injured in a tragic Darkman accident. No sooner did they head down the river when some of the other guides chase after him. I don't know if the best way to get somebody to use your boat guide service is to try and kill them. Well, at least they're not rude.
Take this wheel!
No, I'll do it.
No way!
You think just because I'm a woman I can't pilot this wreck?
That's right.
Oh, good thing this is the 80s or you'd be hashtag canceled for that remark, pal. Don't worry, Harry'll get rid of him by shooting a barrel of Everclear he made in his bathtub.
You didn't have to blow them up.
Yeah, and they didn't have to try and kill somebody they apparently wanted business from. Sometimes people just do things in this movie. Jesus Christ, they're still trying to do it. You know, you might get more business if you didn't constantly threaten people with guns.
What the hell?
Okay, we'll leave you alone, but if you're ever back in Mexico, I hope you'll consider using my services. And sorry about trying to kill you.
Who are you guys? We're floating right here until I get some answers.
Mr. Fontana.
What?
Cosplayer, huh? Look, the convention's in Guadalajara, which is back the other way. From here, Nora and the Mandroid decide to continue on foot, so guess we'll see you later, Harry. Thanks for eating up a few minutes of screen time with your boat.
We're close enough for Spot now. I'll feed him the location and approximate mass of the target. Hopefully he'll find the plane and report back the best possible route.
Okay, but don't get him to try and play Gyromite. That never works properly. Meanwhile, some of Reeves' henchmen find Harry and interrogate him. Or maybe they just want his business, I don't know.
Quo Vadis. What's that mean? That's Italian. Means we kick ass.
Oh yeah? I thought it was Italian for Charles Band found out it was cheaper to film there. Well, look on the bright side, Harry. Getting threatened by Reeves' henchmen just gave you a reason to get back into the plot. Anyway, is R2 not back yet?
Report. He found it.
I knew I made the right choice when I ordered you from Sky Mall. Wait, these two were looking for Mandroid's plane? I thought they were looking for Dr. Reeves' hideout. We already know he crashed. We saw it in the opening credits.
Nora, please. It's too dangerous.
Actually, it's not. He just doesn't want Nora to find out the reason he crashed is because he was jerking off in the cockpit. Oops, looks like I spoke too soon. Damn, if only one of the G.I. Joe characters on the poster was a scuba diver, then they wouldn't be in this mess. Oh well, I guess I'll have to make do with Harry rescuing her.
Nora's trapped in the wreckage. Help her!
What's in it for me?
Well, for starters, you get to see Denise Crosby wearing a wet tank top. And in a PG movie, no less. No, seriously, even though this has parts I had to black box, this movie really is rated PG. And this came out after the PG-13 rating was created. Okay, I guess perky nipples are just something you're allowed to show in a PG movie. Despite learning a bit more about Mandroid's past, they're still not asking the real important questions, like when are they gonna explain all this Roman shit? I also don't know if these guys are prepared to take on Dr. Reeves.
Hang on, everybody.
Oh my god!
Boat safety. Mandroid's one weakness. Meanwhile, looks like Dr. Reeves has been hard at work on his new Chucky cosplay. Ooh, and he's unlocked a new Borderlands weapon, I see. I'm starting to think recruiting your henchmen from a local Golden Corral might have been a bad idea.
There's this scumbag of a guy out there. Got some girl with him and some big hombre that's supposed to be able to shoot torpedoes.
The Mandroid.
Yeah, it must be him. The Mandroid.
Do you idiots even know what you're looking for? Good news though, the Mandroid actually survived. Oh, and so did R2-am not. Shit. And if you thought the Roman flashbacks were weird, get a load of this next part. What the hell? Did they follow the river all the way to the land that time forgot? I would say just wait for Doug McClure to rescue you, but I didn't see his name in the credits.
You gotta be kidding.
See? Even he can't believe this plot development. Could this movie get any more random? And now there's a ninja. Sure, why not? Well, since Mandroid doesn't have his mobile unit anymore, might as well give him another action figure to play with. Turns out this is actually Dr. Takata's son, who also wants to get revenge on Dr. Reeves. Would have been helpful if Takata mentioned he had a magical ninja son earlier, but whatever. In any case, they better hurry up and rescue Harry and Nora from the people the plot forgot. This movie may be rated PG, but we did see nipples earlier, so there's still a chance you might have to play shish kebab with a wooden stake. With Doug McClure nowhere to be found, I'm half expecting Michael Sopkeeve to rescue him. But I guess no Kasugi here'll do.
That takes care of them. Let's get out of here.
So, yeah, there were cavemen in the movie for a little bit.
What is this anyway? Some kind of goddamn comic book? We got robots, we got cavemen, we got kung fu.
Alright, look, Harry, I'm wondering how all these things fit together too, but there's still 25 minutes left, so maybe they'll explain it. Hey, they found the Mandroid's mobile unit. I knew it'd make another appearance before the end of the movie. Bad news though, Reeves' henchmen have their own G.I. Joe vehicles and they're eager to play with them.
Here comes the sinister Cobra Paralyzer with 3 awesome missiles that really fire!
Fire!
Not so fast! Snake breath! It's the G.I. Joe Badger with 3 powerful firing missiles!
Fire!
Damn, looks like Mandroid's mobile unit ran into a bit of a snag. Any toys with moving parts are always the first to break. What is he gonna do?
John! Over here!
Just kidding, he's fine. Everyone knows papier-mâché reflects lasers. But despite defeating Reeves' henchmen, Mandroid's feeling a little sad. He had to save a lot of allowance money to buy that mobile unit.
Nora, I want you to dismantle me.
So, is that a cyborg way of saying you wanna fuck? Or... Oh shit, maybe I was right about that. Unfortunately, R2-am not drops by and cock-blocks him.
He's malfunctioning. I can't understand a word.
Really? Cause he sounds pretty much the same to me. The little GoBot goes nuts before Fake Guys here thankfully kills him. Turns out Dr. Reeves didn't want any rival toys potentially messing up his merchandising opportunities.
Can you repair him?
No.
Oh, well that's good to know. Luckily, Spot is still able to show him the exhaust port to the Death Star, I mean the entrance to Reeves' base. And in case you thought I was joking about Kuji being a magical ninja...
Now what?
I don't know.
He also has the power to slow the film down.
He couldn't have.
Hey, come on, it's the 80s and he's Asian. He can do tons of weird ninja shit. At this point, we finally discover just what the hell Dr. Reeves has been up to this whole time.
Get a load of this. This nut thinks he's Julius Caesar.
Reeves has perfected time travel. I think he intends to go back and rule ancient Rome.
Alright, well, that explains the Roman flashbacks. As for the cavemen, I guess Reeves brought him back, dumped him in the woods, and then just kinda forgot about him. And just how are they gonna foil Dr. Reeves' plan? That's right, by getting caught like a bunch of dumbasses. At least Mandroid finally realizes how pointless all this sneaking around is and just starts shooting. In video games, I always prefer to go in guns blazing over the stealth approach anyway. But uh-oh, turns out Dr. Reeves has even more G.I. Joe accessories he got for Christmas.
Adios, you walking junkyard.
Okay, never mind, that was surprisingly easy. But Dr. Reeves isn't out of toys just yet. He's made his own cyborg suit and turned himself into a Centurion. The Centurions? Anybody else remember that cartoon? They were guys with armored suits, but they could put other armored suits on top of those suits, and... you know what, never mind. You know, considering all the crazy technological shit Dr. Reeves has invented, I don't know why he wants to rule ancient Rome. He should just sell his inventions and be a billionaire now. Being Caligula sounds fun until you realize you live in a time before penicillin was discovered. Reeves traps our heroes in one of those lightning ball thingies you get at a Spencer Gifts, but Mandroid is able to save him by... doing his moth to a bug zapper impression.
He's dead.
Now you're probably thinking that after they defeat Dr. Reeves, they'll find some way to bring him back, right? Nope, Mandroid's just fucking dead now. Well, thanks for saving us. Guess we'll just have to finish the movie without you. And sorry about that whole plane crash thing. Not only is Mandroid dead, but Dr. Reeves even escapes into the past. I know I compared him to G.I. Joe, but at least they usually manage to defeat Cobra by the end.
I knew I should have learned computer programming.
I think you did it.
He did?
I did?
Even the characters can't believe this is how Dr. Reeves gets defeated. So yeah, Harry pulls a Fonzie on a keyboard, which sends Reeves back millions of years, and then the movie just kinda ends. Alright, good to know the only thing preventing Dr. Reeves from complete historical domination was a cheap gag. Well, I'll definitely give Eliminators points for trying. It does try to cram a bunch of random shit into a low-budget movie. Mandroids, robots, Romans, ninjas, cavemen. All it needs are some dinosaurs, and it could almost be one of those movies that parodies 80s sci-fi flicks. Speaking of which, I mentioned earlier that this was an inspiration for the movie Manborg, but it also influenced the video game Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, so even if it's not as popular as some other Charles Band flicks, it still ended up having an impact. Despite all the weird elements though, Eliminators is never as crazy and entertaining as I think it wants to be. Plus, I'm just guessing here, but the abrupt ending kinda feels like they originally had something else in mind, but just ran out of money. I'll give it this though, the mobile unit's pretty cool. There is one thing that's still bugging me though, which is why the hell was this called Eliminators? They never say that once in the entire movie. They should have just called it Mandroid. Oh, right, I forgot. Well, I guess that's another one I'll have to get to eventually. Well, that's all for now. Until next time.